Yo, it's Zero, and this is What If Naruto Was the Dragon King, Part 4, and the finale. This will be the last part of this series, so I hope you all really did enjoy it, as we left off with Naruto on his way to the Land of Lightning, but he ran into Might Guy. However, before any of that, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I make content like this all the time, and subscribing will keep you up to date on all my videos. Also, if you don't mind, go to the description and also subscribe to my second channel, as I'll be posting there pretty soon as well. And without any more wait at all, let's get started.
Let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick. I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Yo, bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most. I tell her, little bitch, she so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me. Niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers. And you know 30K got the mop. Sacked up, yeah, I got them knots. Act up, get your body in a box. Told the demon, you know how I rock.
Might Guy rushes in at Naruto and throws a punch that was blocked. Soon after, Naruto lands a kick to his neck, but this was blocked as well, as the two would make eye contact, as Naruto would say not bad, and Might Guy pushes him back, and Naruto quickly recovers. Naruto then decides to crank up the fight as he coats his fist in a chakra-like aura it allows him to hit harder. Might Guy then chooses to dodge each attack, and it's good he did so, because Naruto's fist was able to split a rock and the earth below it. This is where the Jonin ninja opens the first gate out of the 8 and catches Naruto off guard as he blitzes him, hitting him over and over again. But something felt off to him. Why wasn't Naruto dodging these attacks? After another punch to his face, Guy could see the sharp teeth of Naruto smiling. So, when he went for another kick, it was parried by Naruto's own. Not half bad at all, but try to do more than that to defeat me. Naruto grabs him by the leg and then throws the man through multiple trees, sending him crashing into a rock. As Might Guy gets up, he realizes that some of his bones are starting to crack from the pressure of that kick, which means he had to get more serious. This is when he skips a couple gates and goes straight to the 5th, as Naruto was impressed because the shockwaves coming off of the form alone kind of pushed him back a little bit, so he gets excited. Might Guy then jumps at his opponent, and the two then clash fists. As they do, all the trees surrounding them are blown away by their strength. With each blow, they go back and forth, trading punches and kicks. Might Guy, upon hitting Naruto, realized his skin was harder than stone, maybe even metal. So, it hurts him more than it hurt for Naruto to hit him, who almost punches through him each time an attack lands. Might Guy backs up and realizes there's only one choice to try and beat Naruto here. Gate of Death, open! A red aura flared up on the ninja and around him as Naruto would laugh. Me and Death don't have a good relationship. Every day, Death is right behind me, reaching his hand out to pull me under, but I stomp his fist into the ground every time, and I continue on with my path. And this will be no different. But Naruto can't even finish his sentence. Why, you might ask? It's because Might Guy was overwhelming him with his strength. Punch after punch, Naruto couldn't even keep up with how fast he was moving because he was caught off guard. Then, the sheer air pressure off of the attacks was sending Naruto all over the area. Might Guy sends out his final attack as a kick, with the dragon surrounding him, and it kicks Naruto through many nearby mountains, and the shinobi looks at Naruto, who would lay against a rock motionless, as this is when he would fall over. Silence then surrounded the area, but Naruto's blue tattoos began to glow red for a second. A monstrous roar is heard as we watch Naruto stand back up, looking for someone to fight, looking for Might Guy to continue their great battle. But he was disappointed, looking down to see the ninja, as he would limp over to him, looking down at him even more. Even with all that power, you still couldn't kill me. But I must thank you for providing me with a new source of strength. So, let me be the first to demonstrate it on you. Naruto's markings glow red once again, and he slams his fist through the head of my guy and shakes the continent along with it. Naruto begins to heal slowly as he limps away from the battlefield, and weeks later, we see the Two-Tails Jinchuriki out on a mission with her team of 4 as they run through a forest, but each of her teammates is taken out without a warning. This is when Naruto reveals himself. Let's not waste any time. You know why I'm here, so give me the battle that I deserve. Naruto rushes the woman who's caught off guard by his burst in speed. I'm not here to play around. He kicks her, and she goes flying into a tree. The Two-Tails Jinchuriki looks up and rolls under the flying punch of Naruto. Flames then hit his back, but they do nothing to him. What's this? So my theory was correct. Each dragon, can control a different part of nature. Seems I'm the only one who stands out, with me being able to control stars instead of things that are bound to this earth, which means my powers aren't limited to this world. So, let's continue. Naruto dodges more flames and slams his fist into her, breaking her arm as she would try to block, but at the same time, she leaves 2 explosive tags on his body that blow him up. Naruto then stands back up perfectly fine, wiping off some of the blood on his face. Man, being a shinobi did teach you a couple useful tricks, but being an animal could have brought you to an even greater strength. Naruto's tattoos or markings begin to glow red, as so do his eyes. The pressure he was emitting was insanely hot. It was almost comparable to the flames of the Two-Tails itself. Naruto throws a punch, and a cannon of air hits the shinobi. One after another, he copies each move that was done on him by Might Guy, as the woman was too stunned by the attacks to even move an inch, with heavy damage inflicted on her body as well. What is he? Some kind of monster? This is when the Two-Tails Jinchuriki heard her tail beast talking to her, as this is when a blue and black flame dragon would appear, this being Matatabi. And now, the real battle begins. Well, let's see how I can do in this form first. Naruto jumps towards the flame dragon, and it moves out of the way, faster than I thought. Naruto's heart began to beat even faster as the thought of a tougher battle would surge through his mind. Flames hit his spine and leave a 2nd-degree burn. Damn it, that actually hurt a little. He looks back up and sees the dragon landing on him and stomping on him as it would breathe flames directly at him. Matatabi then looks down, believing that the fight was over, but could only hear the laughter of a small boy. Man, I really love this. Give me more. Show me all your strength. I want to be on the brink of death and then defeat you. The dragon tried to stomp again, but Naruto frees himself and then jumps on top of a tree, as he then summons stars that appear around his body and blast the dragon, leaving holes that are reformed by its flames. Naruto then transforms into his dragon form and roars at the smaller dragon. Matatabi then realizes something. He then realizes what Naruto is. He is a tailed beast instead of a Jinchuriki itself, which is really bad for them, especially with how much bigger his dragon form is. Matatabi remembers them all being created, how they were all about, the same size. So why was Naruto towering over them like this? Matatabi dodges the claws of Naruto, but this is when the attack is followed by sand claws as well that would actually land on the dragon. I was about to say the person. Wait, sand. No, he couldn't have. He was absorbed One-Tails. That's why he's here. He plans to do the same with me. Quickly, the flame dragon makes a distraction and turns around and tries to fly away to gain distance. As it soars through the skies, it's then shot down by Naruto and crashes on the ground. Naruto stands over it and rips off the wings with his mouth. The Two-Tails screams out in pain and then has his jaw broken by the foot of Naruto. However, this is when the blue and black flames begin to glow even brighter until a giant explosion happens, meaning that the Two-Tails self-destructed in order to not have Naruto absorb it. From the crater that was left, Naruto walks out with one eye closed and blood all over his body with burn marks as well. What a pain in the ass, as he then would fall over on the ground. Weeks go by, and then months, as we watch a lot of chakra reform in one area until the two tails was reformed. It then looks around as it would make a sad expression, remembering its former Jinchuriki and how they had a bond. As this was going on, footsteps were seen walking towards it as we knew who this was. Matatabi then saw a taller Naruto with more scars than before, smiling. Before the tail beast could even move, Naruto was behind it and absorbed it without a word being said. As the power would flow through his body, it caused him to fall to the ground in pain, as the black flames from the two tails would surround Naruto's body, and before he knew it, he blacked out, as he would wake up in a cell, and in front of him were many Leaf Ninja, but through the crowd walked Danzo, as he pointed his blade at Naruto. So it seems you can finally meet your demise, you monster. No, even monsters aren't like you. You devil. He swings his blade down at Naruto, but it breaks on his neck. Well, until I come back, you'll just rot here, god damn it. Naruto looks up and tries to break his bind, but nothing happens. For some reason, he was weaker than he imagined. He knows he hasn't ate in a little while since he blacked out, but why was his body almost human in a way? As he looks around the room, he then realizes that there are more and more seals that bind his power. So, you're sealing not only my chakra, but my physical strength as well. Aren't you a clever bastard? Danzo smirks and hits Naruto in the face with his cane. You'll rot here for the rest of your life until we figure out a way to control you. Or maybe I can right now. Danzo reaches his hand towards Naruto, but he bites off 2 of his fingers and then spits them on the ground while smiling. Danzo pulls back his hand fast in pain and tells his guards to then torture Naruto until he's near death. 5 Anbu members walk in as they would try to attack Naruto, but he manages to dodge some of the attacks while his hands and legs are chained up. But eventually, he gets tired from having, all of his abilities limited, and they start to get beat up by the ninja, who are using reinforced weapons of steel of the hardest metal, the hardest metal to hit him. When they leave, Naruto is dripping blood from his mouth and his chest, and then has more cuts all over his body. The cell was completely sealed off from the outside world, except for the top, which was a small hole that had multiple bars. From this point, Naruto could only see the light of the moon. Looks like I've gotten myself into a lot. It could be worse. For months, Naruto sits in this cell being tortured every day, so he doesn't gain any strength. Until one day, he feels it. Many of you may have forgotten, but the clone that he left with Sasuke would now be defeated by him. It's about damn time, you brat. Danzo walks into the cell at night with his guards and looks at Naruto. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. You used to be known as the strongest. Now look at you. So pitiful. Shut your mouth. You want to know something, Danzo? You want to know something truly amazing about this world? Even when you are limited, you can figure out a way to become limitless. A monstrous roar from Naruto shakes the entire room and even the cell, causing it to cave in. Danzo manages to get out along with some of his men, but they don't see Naruto, as they would wonder where he is and wonder if he killed himself. This was until they see his arm trying to free itself. As Naruto pulled himself out of the rubble, he smiles while looking up at the sky. Man, it's been a while, hasn't it? Now that these seals are off me, I can have some real fun. First, let's get some exercise. Danzo tries to run, but someone who he had believed had died by the hands of Naruto would appear. Sasuke Uchiha walks through the forest with a cloak on his head as he would pull it off, revealing his 3 Tomoe Sharingan that was active. Sasuke, perfect timing, quick, help me fight Naruto. Danzo's head is sliced off by the Uchiha, who then kills everyone around but Naruto. It's been a while. It looks like you're ready to finally come with me, Sasuke. Take me to him right now. And you look terrible. At least clean yourself up a little bit. Nah, let's just go now. Naruto rips his bindings off as the two of them would go to the Akatsuki hideout, where they see everyone who's there. Pain is the first to question why Naruto has brought an outsider here. Sasuke, do as you... Oh man, I gotta stretch. Sasuke, do as you please. Got it. But pain is mine. Sasuke would nod as Naruto slams his fist through the Diva Path, sending it flying into the back wall. I got you now, you damn brat. I've always hated you. Kisame and Hidan swing their blades at the same time, but Naruto lets them break on his neck. Actually, Samahara wouldn't break. It would come out and try to devour Naruto because of all the chakra that's flowing through his body. But Naruto would instead absorb it as he then smiles. What a pity. Now die! Naruto grabs both their heads, slamming them into each other and crushing them with a truly gory scene, as Naruto tilts his head back to see Sasuke walking towards his elder brother. Multiple other Akatsuki members would try to attack him, but Naruto appears and blocks all the attacks for him, as he sends, Deidara would then send multiple explosions towards Naruto, who isn't paying attention. The whole room shakes, and Deidara exclaims how the beast is finally dead, but then he watches as a sand bubble falls down from Sasuke and Naruto, revealing that they were perfectly fine with what had just happened. Naruto, who barely has any damage on him, then looks at Deidara. God, I hate your voice, so why don't I get rid of it? Deidara then sees Naruto right in front of him as he was speed blitzed, as he then rips out his tongue and throws him to the ground, and then steps on his neck. Who's next, damn it? Show me the strength you've got, punks. You wanted to start a war so bad. Well, here it is. A coup d'etat type of war. Can you fight it off? Or will you crumble and die by my hands? Kakazu and Sasori's puppets then try to hold Naruto still, but he burns them with the flames of the two tails. These blue flames start to cover the entire room, and then when Naruto opens his hands, he expands them, destroying those close to him. As the room was completely gone, and they were now in the wide open, as Sasuke would leave, chasing Itachi down, Naruto looks up at all the other paths of pain who jump down on top of him. Naruto, this will be your end, the Diva Path says. Almighty push. A huge wave of force is sent at Naruto. This was enough to destroy an entire village, but Naruto stood tall. He wipes off his shoulder, trying to get some of the dirt off of him, as he then looks back at the Diva Path, who seem to be in complete shock at the power of Naruto. The Animal Path summons multiple animals and creatures that would all attack Naruto, as he would respond, transforming into his dragon-like state. The Animal Path would be in shock as well, as all the animals and creatures would surround him, but he easily defeats them, and even uses some of them to hit the other ones, as Naruto gets rid of all of them. This is when missiles will hit his body from another path. Naruto then gets rid of all the paths except for the Diva, as there were only two more people standing in his way right now, Pain and the Masked Man. The Masked Man was the first to rush in at Naruto, and the blue-haired boy didn't even move, letting him phase right through his body. As he became tangible, Naruto ripped out his eye. You rely on this eye too much, and now that it's gone, what are you? Well, tell me, what are you? Say it for yourself. Say that you're useless, and you call yourself Madara Uchiha. Naruto kicks him in half and then begins walking towards the Diva Path, who had fallen to his knees. As Naruto walks closer, the Diva Path can feel his dragon spirit growing stronger and stronger. Naruto destroys this path and then continues to walk around until he finds Nagato and Konan. The woman goes to attack him, but it's useless as he dodges her paper bombs and grabs her by the throat, squeezing the life out of her. It's game over. So hand them over now. Nagato then has Konan take out his eyes for them in exchange for their life and hand them to Naruto. But Naruto smiles, killing them both without a second thought at all. Naruto walks back over to Sasuke, who had just killed his brother in a final battle that was actually easier than the one in canon. The training, the torture that he had to endure was definitely worth it. All for this moment right here and now. It all ends here. He stabs his brother through the chest and watches the life fade from his eyes. As Naruto walks to Sasuke, he then hands him both of the Rinnegan. I'll see you in the near future, Sasuke. Well, when that time comes, we will be enemies, no longer allies, so make sure to train. Naruto vanishes using the Eye of Obito, and a couple months later after this event, a Kage summit was held to discuss what they should do about the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, or rather the Nine-Tails. The Raikage demands that they get together and hunt him down, but the other Kage hope to make a deal with the boy. Black Zetsu and Sasuke walk in the room, as they would then say, Naruto will not stop until he destroys everything in his way, or he finds a battle that can keep him occupied long enough. No deal can be made with him. It's either you fight or you die willingly. They see the eyes of Sasuke and choose to believe him, knowing the power of the Rinnegan, as this is where the allied shinobi forces are made. For a year, it was quiet. There was no sign of Naruto at all. It's like he vanished off the planet somehow. Where could he be? He couldn't have died without anyone knowing or even heard it, because it would be a great fight. One peaceful day, in the land of water, a heavy presence could be felt by everyone that way. The Kage of that village could see the dragon flying down as it would transform into a teen with long hair. It must be him. It can't be anyone else. Naruto, the Nine-Tails. I'd say... Wait, is that my nickname? Is that what you guys started calling me after I was gone on my little journey? Journey? The Kage would question. Where did you go? To the moon. I could sense someone very strong there, and with the right dealings made, I made him even stronger. But then I beat him in a fight that was truly hard for me to beat. That's where I gained a couple of these scars, as he would then show them off to the Kage, who was confused, but sent her shinobi and lava towards Naruto. But with a snap of his fingers, stars would appear, and the island would be sunk to the bottom of the ocean, with the people and shinobi along with it. Naruto laid on the surface of the water floating. Well, that's one. Only a couple more to go. Next was the sand village, I think. And there's no one even there to contest Naruto, since they don't really have a Kage here. Well, I guess they could have Temari or Kankuro, but that really wouldn't be a challenge at all. And the closest village, or the one he'd want to go to next, was definitely the Leaf, because he knew that Sasuke was there. As Naruto sends a giant blast of energy that way, it would be sliced in half by Sasuke, who was in a full-body Susanoo. Naruto looks up at it and watches the blade come right down at him, but it lands on his shoulder and can only draw blood. This is so disappointing. Naruto transforms and grabs Sasuke through the armor and crushed him. Then he destroys the Leaf so no one could stop him. But he could now feel it. That presence. It's just like the person who he fought before. But they're far. So that means Naruto tilts his head up as he realizes there are more people on the moon. So he transforms, flying that way towards the moon. As then, when he lands, he de-transforms. And he stares at two people, Momoshiki and Kenshiki, who decided to arrive earlier in this timeline. As this is where I plan to end this series, I'll let your imagination finish it off, as you can write the rest in the comments or you can keep it down to yourself. I hope you all enjoyed this series, but I have more like this one coming out, and I'd like you to suggest some other series that you want to see me do for the Naruto timeline. If you guys want to see them, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you know when they come out if you haven't already. I hope you all have a great day, night, or evening, as this is Zero, and I'll catch you all on the next one.